Welcome. My name is Rich. This is Kingdoms of Amalur, Reckoning. A Let's Play of, where I look at the story that the game is telling and offer my critique and perspective. We have some things to do over in Tala-Rane. I was just hanging out in Aten, in the Wolds, because this is where I signed off. I did some experimenting with potion. Well, I said experimenting. I followed recipes online on the Kingdoms of Amalur wiki to create potions, and now I know the recipes for a bunch of potions. I just got the video of Potion Seller, sell me your strongest potions, running through my head now, so let's assemble the amulet that will let us have at some of the treasure that's dotted around. Is that the grave? It seems to be, yes. I actually need to be standing here to merge the amulets. The amulets hum with ancient magic in your hand. In a moment they are gone, replaced with a key around which is wrapped a small paper. A map of Tala-Rane. This map may be used to find the locations of the Astel strongboxes. Useful. So, I haven't just been added to my minimap. That's a little bit annoying. This is going to be giving me clues. Well, I have used it. Ah, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's the 5 of them. So let's come down here and see whether we trigger another deluge of Ettins. Wouldn't that be fun? Is that the right way? Yes, it is. Okay. Apparently, this much hill is too much for my character to manage. Well, I mean, fair enough. That is fairly steep as hills go. And if it's grassy, or... Is this grass? It might be moss. Or leaves. If this is loose leaves, then I can understand why it would be difficult to walk up there. Let's pair of these assholes. I wonder what their patrol route is like. Oh, damn it. He's turned around. Even he can't throw himself off the cliff. Because that would have been quite funny. I was hoping that I would be able to stun him before the attack went off. Maybe I should have focused him down first instead of their war priest. Oh well. It's done now. I realise that, well, I mean, I probably could have avoided that. But it depends on how acute their senses are, I suppose. Or, like, how far away you can be before they'll, not notice you. And I started attacking the War Priest. I was attacking him for a while. Ooh, hello. Greater magnifying bindings. What does that do? Chance to critical hit. Okay. And a brilliant scepter of mourning. Which I don't think that I care about very much. No, it's a scepter, so I don't... Yeah, and the junk. I mean, it's a... part of a... part of an ancient hoard of treasure, but it's not actually of any use to me, so I think I'll just sell it. I'm just curious about... because this texture does not look anything like grass, it looks like leaves. And... I mean, this looks like grass, even if it is, like, splayed out from directly above. This looks like leaves. Or, like, if that was smaller, like if this was way... this texture here below me, if that were way, way smaller, that would be a little bit like moss. Like star moss. But, I mean... I guess it looks enough like grass that as long as you don't investigate it too closely... it won't make you... think anything is unusual. Welcome, Digital Seahorse. Oops, wrong button. There we go. I'm just running around looting treasure. There's... wonder where that... so there's treasure in here. I guess the map that shows where the treasure is doesn't leave the overlay it provides on for very long. I was kind of hoping that it would stay for longer, or just, you know, be permanent until I completed the mission or quest. But no. And I also wonder whether the enemies that were in here will have refreshed. Yes, they have. Lots of Fairgorta. Oh, it's just Fairgorta. Okay. Asta map. Use. All the way over here. Okay, well I can avoid attacking all these guys. I don't need to bother with them. And I don't think there are any traps, or at least there shouldn't be. The last time I was here, and I would be surprised if they refreshed alongside the enemies. What are those emojis you're using? Ah, okay. Ah, yes. Minor healing potion. What riches there are in this ancient treasure hoard. Crude Oak Scepter, I don't care about that. Talisman of Ice Hindrance, I don't care about that either. It's a shame that you can't fast travel whilst you're actually inside a building. That would be handy. There are no mimics in there. No, there are no mimics. Oops, hello. No mimics in the game. Chakrams of Mourning. 10 plus damage during daytime. Okay. And not as much damage as the two weapons I currently wield. So, I mean, I'll take them. But I will probably just break them down for parts later, once I have blacksmithing good enough to be able to do that. Oh, actually, my blacksmithing is 2 off what I would need if I... Oh no, that's not what I wanted. P? No. Skills. So I would need blacksmithing, is that 6 to salvage rare equipment, which is blue. But as you can see, I'm not quite there. However, after last stream, I learnt how to make, and in fact have in my inventory, a potion of greater blacksmith craft, which increases your blacksmithing by 2. So I could drink this and then go and break down all of the blue equipment that I've been hoarding. And see what I get out of it. And it might be worth, given that this is going to be blue equipment, save scumming. Just to make sure that I get the better possible... what do I want? Next one's here, and the last one's inside Corgan Hold. Okay. So I will need to run up this way, or I could just fast travel to Corgan Hold and then run down. That seems like it would be quicker. Kobolds. Right, in here. I'm not going to remember that route. It's a little bit too convoluted, and because I'm not familiar with it, it will immediately leave my head. Chakrams would catch him before he managed to get an attack off, but unfortunately they didn't. Oh, hello. Forgotten that happens here. Interesting that it gets reset every time you leave. Although I suppose it makes sense given that all of the enemies have reset. So reset. Ambush enemies as well as the regular ones. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. This is all a little underwhelming. The Ancient Asta Inheritance is a bunch of minor potions, a few potions ingredients, and some white gear and some green gear. Now, ordinarily I would say it's possible that someone has beaten me to the leftover hoard, but that would require that they, having formed the key, then break it down again and return the two amulets that formed the key to their previous location or locations on the graves of the two sons. Which I suppose might be a function of the key now that it's been assembled. But it seems odd. That's not usually what happens with these ancient magic keys. Like, once you assemble them, that's it. They're done. Oh, okay, so these are slightly better. Robust Greaves, Illuminator's Staff. Now, isn't it interesting that the Robust Greaves that they've got here are exactly identical in style, like fashion design style, to the ones that I'm currently wearing, despite the fact that they were made hundreds, if not nearly 1,000 years ago. I don't think I care about any of... Well... Except it gives me the same... Yeah, no, I do actually. Let's have them. Put them on. That I've just pulled out of this ancient chest. Have those... Oh, hello. Kobolds. How many of them can I stab? None. Because of the passing. Stop that, you little shit. Irritating place to try and fight. Because my chakrams go straight out, so if they're lower than me vertically, then the weapons just miss. Oh, hello. Woofs. And a fair water. Nuts. Something else is closing in. Another fair gorser. Okay. This is just what happens when you find treasure. Okay, so we have kill the kobolds. And reclaim the invoices and travel to Helmgard Keep. Up here, so I might as well go and do that. And since I haven't actually visited Helmgard Keep yet and discovered it, it is not showing up on on the map. Not even the mini-map, on the map as a location to which I can fast travel. Yeah, I want to stay on this side of this sort of gorge, I think, in order to get these kobolds. Yes, they're hiding inside a cave. Edelweiss, nice. That stuff's good. That's not even locked. Nice. Let's have all of that. And then level up. Now I could spend points into here, but I think I would rather put points into Persuasion. Yeah, that'll increase my odds when I try and persuade someone during conversation, as you might expect from a skill called Persuasion. I don't know how often I stun, but this seems fairly good. And if it's 20% damage versus stunned enemies, if it goes, well, it won't go up in increments of 20, will it? That would be a bit too optimistic. But starting at 20 and going up 5 places is not bad, given you can spend 5 points in it total. I don't really use Quake very often because it is quite slow, and it's in 3 stages. So having Aftershock doesn't seem that useful. Relentless Assault is another... well, how long does it last? If it's an active ability, it's probably not a toggle, so it would need... let's just... No, let's buy that. Ooh. Heightened poison resistance. What's this? Build frost traps and deal additional damage and disorient your enemies. What's this? Lunge past your foes with preternatural speed to attack from behind. Sure, that sounds good. Healing sounds good. Having Fairgorsa come and help you. Also, well, I mean, it depends on the AI of the pet, so I don't know how much use that actually is, but... Or maybe I just get a better shield. Let's just stick with that. And I won't have had another Destiny unlock yet, because the next one for this unlocks at 26. Welcome, clickbait. Just thinking about where I want to spend my points. Well, I'm done now. So I will be getting on with slightly more, well, perhaps slightly more interesting things. Quite a sort of an arid region, but it's quite nice.
Another for the gallows! For the freeman!
You guys... Other freemen attacked me in this exact same place not long ago, and you have to have noticed that they didn't come back. So quite why you thought ambushing me... Yeah, all the environments in the game are lovely. And this is original Reckoning. I only imagine they look better in re-Reckoning. Or, well, you would hope that they look better in re-Reckoning. That being basically the only thing that they did. Update the graphics a bit and give you... control over the camera in re-Reckoning. So you would definitely hope that it looks nicer in re-Reckoning. Nice. That's a pretty handy ability. Exceptional Greaves, but probably not as good as the ones that I currently have. Minor damage booster, don't care about that. The Freeman armbands are quest objectives that give me gold, basically. I just keep collecting them and handing them in. Seen people stream re-Reckoning, and it's a modest improvement. Yeah, it didn't seem like it was that much of an improvement. There is another change, and it has to do with the way the game decides what levels enemies and loot are, in a way that's usually better. Ah, that seems like it's better. I have noticed before that... so there are purple level gear, of which the chakrams I'm currently using are one. They are special gear, and the loot table that decides their quality, or rather when their quality is decided by the loot table, it is just based on... I forget how Mahawkman described it, but basically the odds of purple gear being as good as they really should be for purple gear are lower than just getting, I guess, blue gear. The best gear that isn't epic for your level. So if they've managed to fix that, like if they've managed to fix the gear that you get when you're... yeah, let's go back to Eden, because we've got a mission to... a quest to hand in there. Yeah, if they've fixed the gear you get when you complete quests, then that can only be a good thing. Or adjusted it so that it's like so that you get slightly better stuff.
Good day, traveler. Thank you so much for your help with these. I'll have them reworked and redistributed. In return for your help, please have these. They're sure to be of use.
Not really.
Nice talking to you.
I've already got better. I can make better regen potions than the ones you just gave me. And can I sell
Looking
things
for
to him?
potions?
Yes. Let's sell junk. I mean, I guess I could break them down, but I'm unlikely to get. Very good components. Same with Azurite Feyblades. I mean, I've already got Feyblade components in Azurite. I.e., all enemies have a level that is based on the level of your character. It doesn't usually show the actual level that it's scaled to. Okay. But I probably can break these down to get something, and since these are blue, I can probably break them down to get something as well. Doors here. There we go. The actual interior layout of houses, well, any interior space in here, doesn't really match the exterior, which is a thing in most games. And I guess you just have to accept that that's happening. In the original, the first time you entered a region, it would lock that region to the level that your character had at the time you first went there and would stay that way the rest of the game. Yes, that is something I'm aware of and I'm trying to mitigate the effects of. Like, I'm only going to an area when I've done everything from the previous areas. So, I mean, Odorath is locked really low compared to where I am now, but if Re-Reckoning doesn't have that, like if it adjusts up the level of enemies everywhere as you level up, that I think that sounds better, to be honest. Like it makes the whole thing more challenging. So even if you go back to, for example, Etinmere, this means all items you pick up will scale to that. So if you get a really cool weapon at level 10, it'll always be that way. Yeah. Wait, are you saying that the gear levels up with you? Like, the gear that you've already found? Or just that... Really wish you could increase item level scaling with blacksmithing. I'm not quite sure how that would work, but that would be cool. If it works how I imagine it might. Hello.
Welcome. Oh, what's all this? An artifact stolen from the vault, and it turned up in Tala-Rane. I see. You'll want to start with the vault itself. I'll dispatch Oathblade Gwyn Anway to guard it. Meet her there when you're ready. The vault lies south through Tala-Rane, on the way to the walls.
Oh, but if you leave items in chests, you can pick them up later and get it at your current level. Ah, okay, I see. That's cool. By the way, I missed it earlier, but Clickbait asked whether said there's probably mods for this that make the graphics better. I looked for some, and the only ones I could find, the only two mods I could find, were something that adjusts, well, two types. So there were a few various instances of a mod that alters the graphics a little bit, and a recommendation for a widescreen mod which is usable with multiple different games, and which I did try using the first few times I streamed this, and it fisheye lensed the gameplay experience and made it actually a little bit uncomfortable for me, at least, to try and play, so I stopped using it. There are actually very few mods for Kingdoms of Amalur, or at least few that I could find. Where is the ancient vault?
Head south through Tala-Rane. Then look for the small pass into the walls. Oathblade Gwynanwy will be waiting for you there.
Oh yes, I've found that already. Been past it.
The odd thing is, not a soul's been inside that place for centuries. Can't imagine how someone could have gotten anything out.
Well, I mean, have you been watching it the entire time is the thing. And have you been in to check that there are no, like, tunnels?
Never heard the ballads they sing of Brian Brightel? Ah, well, those were my days of youthful discretion.
Oh, you also get all the DLC. That's nice. And they announced new DLC. I was looking at getting Teeth of Naros, but you can't get it on Steam anymore. I'd have to get it on a third-party... I don't think... It's not on Good Old Games, but a site similar to that.
You'll never see a dirty blade or an unpolished shield in Helmgard, no?
And I suppose I probably could pirate it, but I don't want to pirate games that I would then play on stream.
Swords must be sharp, armor shining. You must be war-sworn to all the world, as old Balagar said. Good luck. You might need it.
Welcome to Helmgard.
Well, I should probably talk to him first before the board. So.
Paying business, as long as it's important, mind. You'll want to see Grian Shane, the Castellan. The contract board is my responsibility. That and keeping things clean and proper. Aye, it's open to all. You've got one done, come to me for your gold. Simple as that. That I do. Any soul who's willing can take a contract. When it's done, just come to me. I'll see you paid. The Castellan will say he's just a simple soldier, but don't you believe that humble smile. The deeds he's done rival the House of Ballads.
That's probably quite impressive. I mean, I haven't really been very impressed by the feats of the House of Ballads, mostly because the various knights of the House of Ballads struggle with enemies I take less than 30 seconds to kill most of the time. I mean, the first Thresh that I fought was a bit of a struggle, but, well, I mean, Thresh are a bit of a struggle unless you can sneak up on them. But other than that, like trolls and stuff, are not really that difficult.
Aye, that's us. Warsworn will find a bed to sleep in and services in kind. Bori's our blacksmith, and Braid is quartermaster. And of course, there's old Grian Shane, the Castellan. And I'm Henrik. I look after things, keep the contract board. If you've got something broken, Bori will fix it up for you.
Bori is a very, I would say dwarven, but kind of a Norse name. So usually that suggests dwarves in a fantasy universe, but I don't think there are any dwarves in Amalur.
Now you go light on Braid. She's got her hands full as it is, believe me. Well, you're one of us, so hold your head high. I try to, just like Grian says. Makes my neck sore after a spell. Right then.
How many quests are there available to me now? 3! Nice. All contracts open to first taker. See curate of keep for pay on completion of task. Wedding ring. Wanted Freeman Outlaw Grinning Vane. Stolen scrolls. Payer wishes that a ring of matrimony be recovered from the hand of a former bride buried midway upon the Forsaken Plains, so that it may be proffered to another. That is a bit morbid. Amalur uses Nordic names for one of the subhuman races. Yes, that's right. I don't remember what the names of the two human races are at all. Is it Varani? One of them? Oh well. This is whoever it was that wants me to pick up, to dig up a buried woman, take a ring off of her so that it can be offered to another person. Why didn't you remove the ring before you buried her? Almain and Varani. Oh yes, that's right. I think Almain are the kind of African. Like, my character is black and she's of Almain. And Varani must be the Nordic ones. I mean, yeah, I'll take it, but it's... kind of horrid. I would like to meet the person that wants that quest done. Grinning Vane Spirik, a freeman boss notorious upon the plains, did commit brazen thievery and murder upon an open road. He and his fellow rogues were given chase into Lucky Mine. Reward to any who return bearing his freeman armband. While one scholarly pilgrim was making her way by the ruins of Tala-Rane, she was savagely attacked by a band of kobolds. While she thanks Lupoku, she escaped in one piece. She deeply regrets the 5 scrolls they took and will pay for their return. Fair enough. Ooh. Are there any... well, I mean, I'd probably need to explore fully before I find any secret doors, but there might be secret doors somewhere around. Because there was a secret door in the previous Blades of Morning. Ooh, are those Silvernight? They're green, unlike these, which are Azurite. So they might well be. So they're not quite as good as my Azurite Feyblades. But if I take a potion of blacksmithing, greater potion, so I get 2 points into blacksmithing skill, I can break these down. And then I will have, hopefully, I will have a pair of Silvernight blade pieces. And let's just add those to the junk. Weapon rack. I'm probably allowed to take this stuff because, yeah, it's crude Silvernight longsword. I'm just about level... those are absolutely Silvernight. Yep. I'm just about high enough level that I can start getting Silvernight stuff. It's a bit cheeky of me to nab their gear and then sell it back to them.
Shield sister.
But they are the ones who leave stuff lying around, and it's not stealing to take these things. Azurite, Silvernight, Silvernight. Let's just add the junk.
Armor shined, sword sharp. That's how Grine likes things. Grine promised I'd have tar, linen, and whetstones by the month's end. But forgive me. You didn't come to hear the quartermaster rant and moan at her lot.
What parts do you have? Improved grips. Improved. Improved everything. Frosted fulcrum. Fortified string. Fortified lining. Flamed. Charged. Sharpening. Well, shaft I don't care about. Mystic rivets. What do they do? Critical hit with magic. Okay. And frosted rivets will increase frost damage, won't they? I wonder what clarity does. Critical hit with physical. Okay. And a rallying. Extra health and additional physical damage.
Little boy blacksmith. That's what I call him. Ruffles his feathers. But in truth, he's a good soul behind that scowl. Thinks he can pay in smiles, not gold. But he's the Castellan. At day's end, our coffers are his concern.
Wow, this is nicely framed, isn't it?
I swear these soldiers need more new shields and greave polish than all the army in Cluricon. And what do? Stand guard over a merchant's stores.
Yeah, this is also very well framed, isn't it?
I've seen enough pledge shields pass through this keep, eager to join the war over there. Me, I'm happy right here. I do what I can. But were we on the docks of Rethir's Keys, I couldn't keep us fully stocked.
Sworn to war. Sworn to war?
Why are you asking me?
The Castellan falls in a foul mood if everything's not just so.
So, here's little boy blacksmith. Very grand, isn't it?
Greetings.
I think this is probably prison.
Greetings.
I could pick this lock in a minute. It's how to get from here to the outer gate that's the question.
I bet breaking her out is a quest from the Travelers if you... Yeah, this is definitely the prison. If you were bothered to join
Every
them.
month, more freemen making trouble somewhere.
Such candle. Much cutscene. Yes, indeed.
Sworn to war?
It's not... Well, I don't know that that is really a cutscene, but... Because cutscenes to me are not something you can interact with, and they, like... Particularly, they happen when you cross a boundary, like you enter an area, like you trigger a locational... Ooh, I can just use the bed. Nice. Cutscenes happen when you trigger a locational, when you cross I'm trying to think of the right words. Dialogue scene. Yeah, I think that's probably closer. Ooh, there's a chest back there. And opening it doesn't count as stealing. That's odd. Usually in spaces like this... Oh, that's stealing. Okay. And that must be Grind Shane's Tales of Brighthelm. Oh, hey. He's Grind Brighthelm, isn't he? Lavish gilt lettering adorns the cover and opening pages of this small tome. How many pages are there? Okay, not too much. As Dorian of Belagar of old, let it here be memoried, scribed, and sung, the heroic youth of Grind Brighthelm. Pledged of shield and sworn to war by none other than Delphric, sage of the Order, young Grian set forth for the plains to prove his worth and set right a world of wrongs. In those first years, he uncovered the plot of the Spider Wights, defeated... A Spider Wight? That sounds like an interesting thing to defeat. Defeated Ransivin upon Skycrown's peak in single combat, and rescued the Maid of the Arn from Varani cutthroats. As seen by all, he kissed her hand and bowed before Dolvearn, and that she gave him a locket of her hair. Soon Grian Brighthelm's fame had spread so far and wide that 6 notorious brigands made a pact to join armies and do him in. That seems like a bit of a tonal shift in the type of language used, but okay. A merchant cart was thieved most brazenly in open day upon the plains wherein Grian was known to be posted to that route. Just as the 6 cutthroats had hoped, Brighthelm tracked the trail and came to the secluded spot in Tala-Rane that they had planned. Mitharu smiled on Grian that day. However, on his way, he had crossed a hunting party come from Rathir, and he bade them encircle the place as he walked in. When the circle of 6 stepped forth to accost Grian Brighthelm, no sooner had they drawn their swords than they did find a host or archers. That probably wants to be of, and no sooner than they had drawn their swords than they did find probably that they did, but I was tripping over that sentence as it was. When the circle of 6 stepped forth to accost Grian Brighthelm, no sooner had they drawn their swords than they did find a host of archers. That probably doesn't need to have than they in there, pointing arrows at their backs. All were brought to justice, and Grian Brighthelm was, within a year's time, made Castellan in honour of his cunning, bravery, and wit. And luck at finding a hunting party who would help him. So no hidden... wrong way. No hidden doorways in here. But that's fine. There doesn't have to be a secret door in every keep. Oh, they've reset already. Well, I want to come down to the Horseswan Vault. Oh, and there's the person waiting for me.
You're here. A powerful relic stolen from our vaults, and they send a single pledge shield. Have they gone completely mad? Who knows how many like it were in that vault, and how many stolen already? Let's go in. We'll see what we find there.
I mean, on the face of it, yes, I am a single pledge shield. However, I am a single pledge shield who has, on their own, defeated several greater Niskaru, and I don't know how many minor Niskaru, along with a host of other things. So, trust me, I'm actually a lot more impressive than I appear.
You'll see in a moment. The outer doors are open, but that's no concern. It's the inner door that's always locked. Only Grian has that key. In this vault lies every cursed, chaotic tool ever taken from our foes, before we became simple mercenaries. Its doors, its walls, its very floors are imbued with magic to keep these dangerous and powerful things in, and everything else out.
Yeah, she probably is Losselfar. Well, the coloration of Losselfar and Dokkalfar is a little bit... Dokkalfar can get quite light, but I don't think that I know enough to say... Yeah, she probably is Losselfar, but she might not be.
Mike Castellan dislikes dust and old things that aren't sung in a tavern, so looking after them, worrying about them, falls to me. This place is mine alone to watch. Once we had shields enough to stand guard here day and night. Then the war came, and off to Cluricon they went. Now I come on my own once a fortnight and inspect the grounds. You can see where that got us.
Yeah, that's not your fault. It's a combination of circumstances, including Gryan, that has led to this. That's a bit unfortunate.
They were using it to summon Niskaru in those caverns. Terrible. This is what comes of forgetting and ignoring. You're far from it now, but it hangs over everything like a putrid fog. Sverri Cora in Melson Shear is Amalur and commands the Warsworn at the front. Come, this way.
Just grab that star thistle.
The inner door. That shouldn't be open.
Yeah, no kidding. Before we get in there, I can check what these are. Phalangi cultists. Okay.
Mages? Are these the same ones from Brigand Hall? You there! Stop at once!
Ouch. Tinder twig.
I found this in the leader's hand. It's the key to the vault. Or maybe a copy of it. Can't tell for sure. No knowing how many times they'd been in here when they knew I wasn't about. We were lucky to come when we did. It was clasped in the leader's hand. I'll show it to Gry and Shame when I report to him.
Tend to go with purple, not purple. Well, fair enough. But I think Dokkelfar can be a little bit sort of greenish as well. Or, well, maybe blue.
Return to Helmgard. Gry and Shane won't like this, but he'll have to hear of it all the same. I must report to Gryan immediately. Meet back at Helmgard, Pledgeshield.
Yep. Off you go, leaving me. I mean, I am mostly trustworthy, but I'm also going to loot things. Ooh, Champion's Chakrams. I'll have them. I don't remember what the upshot was, but I don't think it was really Gryan's fault. I think someone had stolen the key from him or something. Like, well, it is his responsibility to keep track of the key. Did he get drunk and it went missing for a little while? Is that what happened? Don't remember. I guess we'll find out. Ooh, Edelweiss. That's handy. That's in a lot of potions. Yes, very dangerous. Must keep minor healing potion from your dread enemies. It's terrible stuff, that. Should compare, I think that weapon is Silver Knight. I've got a pair of Silver Knight Feyblades that I want to break down. No, these are still no, these are Azurite, and neither of them are quite as good as the Dragon Eyes I've got. I don't think I've seen a pair of Silvanite chakrams just yet. Greater infected hilt. Azurite kite shield, which I don't think that I care about very much. I assume that the longbows have a similar gradient of quality to them. I don't know where ash and oak fall along the scale, because with the bows, their material is entirely separate from the progression of, you know, iron. Is it iron steel, or does it just go iron? No, I think it does do steel. Azurite, Silvanite, Prismare, crude Silvanite longsword, crude ash staff, fine Azurite chakrams, junk. That one weapon you added to junk looked like it had an interesting magic effect. Okay. I'll check out my junk pile then. Killer's Greatsword. Damage versus humanoids, which is not that helpful. Scepter of Accuracy. All of the wood items use the same progression of materials. Yes, I understand that they will have probably 5 levels of quality, but I don't know what those fall into. I mean, I actually, maybe the scepters and the staffs or the staves, yeah, will probably also, like, this will probably be composed of a bunch of components that include, yeah, ash. Ash seems to be concurrent with maybe Silvanite? Anyway, it's not that important, given that I'm not using bows or scepters or staffs. Robust, you want that? Oh, okay. Nuts. Oh, come on. Oh, don't give me that. Ooh. Master healing potion as well, nice. What are you? Oh. 58 damage. All ice, this is probably a scepter. Recently, not recent, found in forest litter in Dawantarth, this Fey scepter is... Oh, it's a scepter, okay. Is an ancient court of summer design enchanted in old court of winter style. Interesting. Robust equates to an item that gives 45 HP and MP. Oh, okay. robust staff. So I should probably take that out and break it down for parts. Yeah, at some point. Should I do it on stream? Is it worth doing? Is it worth breaking well, I mean, on the one hand, there is the question of, is it worth spending time on stream breaking down gear to get components? But on the other hand, I do have a pair of Silver Knight Fey Blades waiting to be broken down that I would want, that I could use to upgrade what I've got. So, I mean, it makes for a load of save scumming if you want the components. Yeah, that's true. I mean, how many potions of... I've only got one blacksmith's craft, and I don't remember how you make it. Is it... No. Abilities? No. It's kind of annoying that you don't have a record of your recipes in here. Oops. I don't know whether I've got the components to make another Greater Blacksmith's potion. That's quite a steep lip to get up into the keep, isn't it? You'd think that they'd put some steps in, or a ramp. But no, apparently you need to step up. Go up a step at about waist height to get in. I mean, maybe you could claim that it's a defensive measure, but never noticed that before. But yeah, it needs a ramp. It would definitely make life easier for everyone who comes.
I'm glad you're here. I've taken the precaution of jailing Gwyn. A bit heavy-handed, I know. But this is a serious matter, and only necessary until we've cleared this up. That vault was hers to watch over. This can't help but put her under suspicion.
What about you? You're the one whose key got nicked, you fucker.
We have a small jail at the back of the keep. Useful enough, between the freemen and other sorts you find on the plains. Well, on the one hand, she was always consumed with all that dusty history. But it just doesn't seem like her. Fact
You're a
is,
half-wit.
if not Gwyn, someone helped those mages get in. But who? And how? Yes, these mages, the Farlangi, was that it? They stole the relic, of course. But they must have had help from inside to get in. Your search must continue.
Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. And if you just think of history as dusty old nonsense that's irrelevant to now, then you shall also fall to that fate.
The vault was Gwyn's responsibility. There's no getting around that. Until it's clear precisely what happened, she'll remain where she is.
You could have assigned more guards. If you had not left one person guarding your entire vault of dangerous old relics, I really don't think that we would be in this position.
Things in that vault are fine for songs and tales of Eamon. They make the Warsworn seem more legendary and grand. Yeah, it's all dusty nonsense to me. She never mentioned a key. Withholding evidence as well. The girl broods so. Suppose I'm not surprised. I do want to know what became of that key.
Oh yeah? She didn't mention the key? I find that hard to believe. Were you just trying to cover for your mistake?
Welcome.
Or the fact that you're responsible? I don't remember. I don't think that he is directly helping the Phalangi. I don't think that he's a turncoat. But he's definitely responsible for his key being stolen and copied. And I was willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, but he's being a knobhead about it.
Don't tell me you believe I had a hand in this. After all you've seen, this is a nightmare.
I mean, yes, obviously she blames herself. She's the one responsible for the safety of the, if I recall correctly, based on having played this once, summon as a traitor. I don't think it's her. I think, yeah, I played it once as well. It's just been years, so I don't remember. But I think what happened was that he got drunk and someone nicked the key and put it and returned it before he. Yeah, let's find out.
I do, but I blame the Warsworn leadership so much more. After my parents, after all my warnings. What is the saying? They who ignore the past are fated to repeat it.
Yep, that's what I said
But Ryan would rather sweep this under the rug. That is why I'm here. I wish I knew. Today's Warsworn aren't heroes or demon slayers, just mercenaries. Soldiers. Brian Shane is a shining specimen of the modern Warsworn. That our old enemy still lurks somewhere in the shadows? Yes, often and always upon deaf ears. My parents were loyal Warsworn, but the Order turned its back on them. They would not help, let alone... Forgive me. I am not used to talking of such things. You will surely face more of those mages. In my strongbox by my bed, you will find a ring of mothers. I want you to have it. The key! Gods damn it! He was in such a rush to throw me in here, I forgot. Take it. Show it to Brian. If it is a copy, I know a Master Locksmith in Tyrion's Rest who might be able to help.
So it wasn't that she was brooding and didn't mention it, so you didn't give her a chance, Brian, you fucker. I think it's a third person. Yeah. I think someone nicked his key whilst he wasn't paying attention.
Every cursed object from the times of the First Sworn we keep in that vault under lock, key, and other protections. It was only a matter of time before some villain found a way in.
And then I found my way in and nicked a bunch of the stuff.
Does he think this will all go away after he locks me up? That those mages and their Niskaro will vanish just because he shuts his eyes? Huh.
Yeah, probably. He's a twit.
I'll be alright. Just go solve this, and get me out of here. Despite their loyalty to the Order, the Warsworn could never admit that our own history was intertwined with their deaths. And now this, as if they were spitting on my parents' graves.
Were her parents researching something? That seems likely.
It is described in our histories. A thing of great power won by Aegon from an evil mage. We know little else. Before you found it, we didn't even know it could be used to call forth Niskaro. We didn't know it, but someone did. As much magic and artistry has gone into that key as into the lock, casting a working copy would be no simple task.
Worth noting.
First, speak with the Castellan. If the key is a copy, then you must seek the Master Locksmith in Tyrion's Rest.
And if it isn't, arrest him. Although, having said that, you arrest him. You don't tend to get people...
Welcome.
Well, I would expect him to fight, but then you don't tend to have people get to a point in their health before giving up. It's usually once you start fighting, you fight to the death.
What's this now? A key found among the vault intruders. I see. Well, I can say for certain that it's not the original. That was the first thing I checked after you went off to the vault. As I told you, the first thing I did was verify the key was safe and sound in its proper place. Which means what you found is an impossibly perfect copy. Ah, yes, the gnome. Tarion. He'd know something of how this was done. Did Gwyn suggest this? She always did have a head for these things. Although, if she's behind this, the gnome could be a trap. Be wary, Pledge Shield.
No, you're just a rock-headed idiot. Oh. Oh, the locksmith is here. Okay. Unless that's an exit?
He put Gwyn Anway behind bars, if you can believe it.
Oh, right, yes, this is her chest, isn't it? .30 health and 1 health regen per second. A loop of purest gold sparkling with arcane energy. Let's equip that in place of this, I think.
Traveling, sister? Headed for Cluricon?
I mean, eventually I will go to Cluricon, yes, but not just yet. So I have a few quests around, but I guess none of them are around here. Let's kill the kobolds. Cover the wedding ring. Expect I'm going to need to come up here next. And then head over here. That's a thresh. I'm not going to jump down. I'm going to creep up on it. It's facing this way. That's real awkward. Wait, it's supposed to be facing the other way. Oh, there we go. It's decided... after chasing after me to face away from the last place it saw someone. You deserve this. giant idiot. Ooh, oh, that's a troll. Okay, I thought we were going to see the other giant type enemy. There's Ettins, trolls, and I think Bolgan, something like that. They've got one huge eye and one's. Are they Fomorians, maybe? I don't remember. They're big and red, and they've got one huge eye and one small eye. They're my Beyblades. Damaged. Yeah, they're on 0. That probably wants repairing as well. That's probably alright for now. Ooh, crude Silver Knight Beyblades. I can break them down without any problem. Without having to save something. Let's go and get that wedding ring. Someone has already dug up a body here. Pretty marriage ring taken from the finger of a dead and buried refugee on the Forsaken Plains. Oh. That was a bit cheap. Oh, Cavalier Feyblades. Nice. More Feyblades and more lockpicks, which I always need more of. So I'm a bit crap at the minigame that is picking locks. Let's discover Bitter Cove so that I have a place I can fast travel to, and then go and break down the Feyblades that I've gotten. And maybe pick up some other components to use. Oh, come on. Hesitated because I wanted to check to make sure that I had the correct skills chosen. Ha ha ha! Only I had more mana available. I love that ability. It's amazing I did without it for so long. Ooh. I mean, I could probably break that down into something I could use, but I'm not really using Silvernite plate. Well, I'm not using plate armor, I'm using leather. This letter was written to inform someone named Britt Hagney that his home in the village of Emir has been prepared for him. And let's have off with that as well and break that down. So, Helm Guard. Because they have a blacksmith bench, but also because they've got the most up-to-date blacksmith supplies.
Welcome to Helm. One of the Order, eh? What brings you to Helmgard?
I found that ring, haven't I? Here is the wedding ring.
The Sacred Plains contract. Takes a particular sort to pull a ring out of a grave like that.
Yeah.
Here's your pay. Wait, have you washed your hands?
No.
Right then.
It does take a particular sort to go digging in graves, but I would argue that it takes a worse sort to ask that graves be dug in. You know? Let's break that down. Oh, nuts. I don't have a recent save either. Well, let's save now. I was hoping that there'd be a quick save and that I'd be lucky, but no. Alright. Lost out on the shield, but... Oh, I don't want that. Where's the... Okay, never mind. Load. Got keep. Salvage. Hurrah! Silvernite blades and a crude fulcrum weight, which I don't care about. Silvernite blades and basic grip. Nice. Now then. Silvernite blades. What can I craft? Improved? Greater. Greater does more than improved, doesn't it? Yes, definitely. Improved sage rivets, which I don't think I care about. Mana, health regen per sec, which is good. So, there are some... I need some rivets. And luckily, this person over here...
pledge shields arrive, get trained, then head off to war.
Breed.
Old Shane
The swords I have left are of good make.
Has... improved rivets. Frosted rivets. Which means... more frost damage. Which we want. Oh, let's sell that.
Sworn to war.
Craft. Feyblades. Curved silvernite blades. Greater frosted fulcrum. Improved frosted rivets. And... I mean, there's a greater sustaining grip. And regen is always nice. Although that's 45 extra mana, which is useful for I can use extra mana for that jump behind an enemy ability. Can't I? Ooh. Should I wait until I'm doing the breaking down later to actually build these? $91 compared to $65. That's a lot less. So you've accumulated enough cash to do some skill trainers if you want to. There's not really much point. I'm at level 3 in all my skills or more. So there wouldn't really be much point in me going and doing skills unless I
Niskaru? Stolen artifacts? Good gods.
Unless I retrained.
Welcome to Helmgard.
And went around to all the skill people I could find before spending my points. I guess I could do that. There's a mission here, a quest. Ah, yeah, Bolgan. It is Bolgan's. Okay. Well, when you look at the skill tree, all the green boxes get ignored by trainers. Yeah, I'm still on. I could buy Mercantile and Stealth, I guess. But I don't know where all the different skill trainers are. I don't remember. So it would... Oh, that's Issa's Breath that's just floating above the ground. Very, very magical Issa's Breath, that. I mean, I might as well. Like, Black Kahosh, I don't need more of it, but it's there. And I can almost certainly get some, so might as well. Mercantile and Stealth are the only ones you can get 2 in.
Hello.
Whoops. Huh. So this is a location as well. I didn't think it was. Unlock Lord Krau's chest. And it wouldn't be counted as stealing, apparently.
Welcome. I know our little camp doesn't look like much, but it's home. After all, what is home but a place where people love you? I am Lord Kras, heir to Dolve Arn, and soon to be mayor of New Culn.
Chicken-seeking chakrams still amuse you somehow. It is odd how whenever there's a chicken around and I'm trying to get boxes on crates, the game chooses to prioritize the chicken over the crates.
It is no place for these people. I've seen many sorrowful sights in my travels abroad, and nothing could have prepared me for the suffering I've witnessed here. If what they say is true, then the Forsaken Plain is truly cursed. Only the Fae could have spoiled a place so utterly. To them, death is just a new beginning.
Well, I mean, maybe the Fae put an actual curse on the Forsaken Plains, but it would only be because some mortal at some point goaded them into it. Like, ordinarily, they wouldn't care to do something like that.
My cousin Cliath-Arn abandoned Dolvearn for a life of waste and frivolity in Rathir. When the war began, I was forced to hand everything over to the Alfar army, except Erlich here. I will return one day. It is my birthright. The war took everything these poor folk possessed. Their farms, their families, their future. Now they search for hope in a hopeless land. At Dolvearn, I was born into wealth, into prestige, and I took it for granted. That is why I've devoted myself to raising these good people up. The war took at Dolvearn. I was born in out here.
There we go.
No, I have not seen any Tuatha on this long, treacherous road. However, there are plenty of other dangers to avoid. Trust me. Bandits prowl the high cliffs to the east, and there is talk of spies among the refugees. But I am not one to heed rumors and suspicions. Ah, I'm glad you asked. The village of Culn was a place of peace, of prosperity. Now it is little more than ashes and bones. But by burning our homes, the Tuatha have kindled in us a fire for survival. We will build a new Culn. All I need is the gold to support this bold undertaking, possibly by retrieving the treasures of Culn. Care to help? There are many valuables, but only a chosen few will fetch the kind of gold we need to begin construction. A painting, an urn, a box, and some jewelry.
I noticed you had a painting here. Did you not feel like selling that?
A nobler soul I've never met. Now, here is what I intend to do, because like all good leaders, I have a plan. My plan involves the treasures of Culn. The people of this good village were not mere farmers, but members of the highest strata. Their collection of valuables was truly second to none. To safeguard those possessions, and because many proved cumbersome on this long journey, they hid them. I want you to bring them to me. Sadly, we will need to sell them.
Redistributing wealth is something I'm fine with.
The items are in Bitter Cove, east of here near the hills. It was deserted when we spent the night there, but I fear it's been occupied since then. Goodbye.
Only temporarily. Yeah, did you not feel like selling this? I guess maybe it's not... I wonder where that is of. Is it here, or is it of Tala-Rane or the Wolds? It's this sort of area, isn't it? No, it's not Tala-Rane. Yeah, let's prisoner that. I can't be bothered. What do you do? Damage versus kobolds and Mergen. Alright. Nice. Greater infected rivets. Jolting fey blades. Crude silvernite blades. Let's take them all. I appreciate your donation to my cause. Am I stuck on nothing? That really isn't sound. Okay. It is a bit of an odd place, this, to choose to set up a new settlement. Although, I mean, it just feels weird to me to build amongst ruins, you know? You could probably follow this all the way back to the previous, well, presumably what would be the previous settlement. Because it's quite clearly a bunch of cart tracks. But our guests, can't be bothered fighting them just at the moment. Easier just to wait for them to walk past. Tripwire and bows. Well, arrow launchers. Ooh. Terranium was once prominent in Datir and the plains of Erethel, but has since become scarce. That's one item of treasure. What's in here? Kobolds. Okay, well we can deal with kobolds. What I do with this painting. Oh, it's of Galafor. Okay. That's entirely due to luck. Galafor. Where is Galafor? Oh, here. Okay, that's a painting of Galafor, which we haven't visited yet. But which we do have a quest to visit. I ascribed it to this is a relatively safe place to live. Apparently they're snooty types. Cut that out, would you? Chakrams were just in time. Damage at night. I wonder whether breaking them down would get you anything that would do extra damage at night. Terranium sounds like a metal and is mainly used for decorative purposes. Makes me wonder what it's like. Yeah, I mean, there's azurite and silvernite, which are not metals that exist in our universe, but which exist in this universe. So it makes sense that there would be a gold, a metal similar to gold as well. Now, we're getting lots of silvernite blades now, eh? Do I need... might as well. Might as well break them down. So I've just got more Feyblade components than I absolutely need. Trap. Disarm bear trap. Nice. Winter Court necklace. This necklace was once worn by a member of the High Court of Winter, and it was recovered after the Godstorm, the Great Fey conflict. Let's have off with that. And this, and Medallion, the elixir. Oh yes, that's going to be resistance to poison, isn't it? So I don't really care about that. I'm glad that my it must be. Is it find hidden or greaves looked useful? I don't know about that, you know. I've got robust greaves, which are probably better. Tempered greaves. They're better armor, but they don't give me health and mana. And I would rather have more health and mana, I think. Oh, hello. There's a trap here. Well, I've disabled the trap, but I might as well disable the tripwire as well. Sunspa Box. This gorgeous gnome keepsake bears the tarnish of the years, but its pearl inlay would fetch a high price on the market. Robust longbow. That adds health and mana, doesn't it? Okay. That's a joke. I mean, I might be able to break that down for a component that gives health and mana. That 24 armor is a mod you can salvage. Ah, that's true. So let's take the tempered greaves out. Hello. Time for death. Jade urn. It's very tempting to try and break this. My habit is to break all pottery I find. Managed to restrain myself. There is a bear trap here. Why can't I? I could disable the other one that I found. Presumably because it was right in front of a chest that I would have not been able to get at otherwise. Necklace of the elixir, which I don't... Is that... Yes, poison resistance, I thought so. Don't care about that. Gauntlets of the elixir. Now, these are probably silvernite. Yes. So I might... Well, I'm getting more use out of these. Add them to junk. Oh, and there's another thing over here. A pile of rocks, I expect. I hope that Lord Crass isn't just going to keep the art objects that I've found for himself. That would be in keeping with his name. Oh, here we are.
Remarkable. The treasures of Culn. They are more beautiful than I remember. This is truly an achievement. One that will shape the days to come, I promise you. You will have it, as you deserve something equal to the great service you have done me and the refugees. I have acquired many tools and weapons during this long journey west. I have set them aside to use in constructing new Culn, but I now offer them to you. You are welcome to one item from my private hoard as thanks. Erlich will accompany you, of course. His spear may come in handy along the way. Goodbye.
Where is your private stash? Or is he going to double-cross me and try and kill me? That seems possible. Don't think it's a very good idea of you to try and double-cross me. You know? That's really not going to end well. Should warn you. Ace's breath. Nice. Premium armband. I was hoping they'd have them. Barguest. Damage with magic. Junk. Poor buggers. The nasty death. Those barguests aren't loading in very well, are they? would be really good storytelling if this guy, was it Ulrich, something like that, was supposed to double-cross me and kill me, but having watched me... Ooh, Silver Knight daggers. Let's break them down. Having watched me kill all these things along the way, decided that actually he'd rather not try his luck against me. Frozen Scepter might have an ice mod you could salvage, but I'm not sure if it's worth the bother. Maybe. I haven't really been bothering to... what do knights... Oh, that'll be addition to health, won't it? I mean, I might as well break them down. Be really good storytelling if this guy, having watched me kill lots of dudes along the way, decides actually he doesn't want to try his luck in the end.
Well, here we are. It's time to get started. And by that I mean I'm supposed to kill you, here, away from the eyes of the refugees.
There we go.
As you've probably guessed, there is no reward. There never was. Kras is probably halfway to Rathir by now. Never trust nobles, my friend, even false ones. Now, I'm not in the mood for killing at the moment, but orders are orders.
Yeah. In the mood for killing. Yeah, I don't think that you're going to get... I don't think things are going to go your way. But I'll try and... Kras lied to you too. Sorry, I have to kill you.
I suppose you're right. He never did treat me well, tricky fellow. You know what? You go and give him a scare. Bloated fool deserves it.
And off you go. Don't try picking on people so outrageously more powerful than you in future. It won't end well for you. You're lucky you got off this time. Why is this one special? Oh, now I could press H to get him. Nuts. He turned really quickly though. Ooh. Sources of Helios. Or Helios. Might. Received after a vigil and vision at a Helios shrine by Beryl Diara, a hero and martyr of the early defense of Erythel in the Phalan's War. Let's have them. And there's a quest up here. Omer Vogard. Okay. I wonder whether Kras will still be there, or whether he will have left for Rathir. Oh. These guys are cool. Okay. For some reason I thought that they were enemies. Not sure why.
Hello.
Hello. I'm breaking down all of your empty crates that you have around for no reason. Well, that maybe contain some gold.
We would have been lost without Elrod Edmund. He was a great officer in the war, but was sent home when a Mergen left its trident in his back.
Uncomfortable.
You better mind your manners round here. You're not one of us.
You could say that Crass has lied to you too means that you're telling him his orders from Crass were a lie. Thus Crass was sending him to die. Yeah. That's one way of looking at it.
I'm just here. What do you want me to say? My farm was burned just like everyone else's. They had farms in Culn, right? They aren't so scary. People round here are just bitter because the Tuatha destroyed their lives. I guess it's mostly a matter of perspective.
You're a bit of a posh knob, aren't you?
Goodbye.
I saw you coming. Hoped you'd visit. Just about mad with worry. What with the freemen roaming the hills and caverns. Tell me, child, have you noticed a young woman about? She's quite fair, with red hair, a tattoo like mine across her cheek. It's been 3 days. Their campfires burn all through the night and cast unsettling shadows. They're the worst kind of bandits. Those who don't kill for excess, but for necessity.
How are bandits killing for necessity? Also, I would argue that bandits killing for excess are the worst kind of bandits.
I am no one. Everything that defined me, my livelihood, my family, my home, all of them were left ash by the Tuatha. Lyra is my life now. None of us wish to be without a roof over our heads, begging for our meals from any man or woman who passes us by. It's not what any of us planned. It was fate.
Yeah, and fate is cruel.
My newfound love, and the only person I have. Everyone, my wife, my son, my grandchildren, all of them were killed in the attacks. Nothing remains but Lyra. She and several of her friends went in search of a better place to make our camp. This wretched sun takes its toll, doesn't it? But they never returned, and I worry. Would you do an old man this one kindness? Would you help me find her?
You don't look that old.
Thank you. I am not rich, not anymore. But what I have left to give is yours. It means nothing without my love. Lyra went in search of refuge in Orienta's tomb. A better place than this desolate cliff. I would try the cemetery on the hill where they buried all the old war heroes. She resisted my advances at first. Tried to use our differences in age to deny the connection. But in the end, fate played its beautiful hand. We began as friends. I was the hunter and she was my apprentice. But her skills quickly surpassed my own. She is a gifted woman, a true wonder. A fitting memorial for a great man. He saved our people from complete destruction. If I had the strength, I would climb that hill and pay my respects. She and her friends were crawling all over the hill near Orienta's tomb. Not exactly the way to show respect, but she meant well. Goodbye and good luck.
Orienta's tomb up here. Okay, so I don't need to leave the area. Freeman, Arcane Barghest. Freeman. Let's go and kill these Freemen. Get their armbands. What do these do? Yeah, people motivated by a desire to have food and a home are usually people you can negotiate with. You can reason with people who are doing it out of necessity, but people who just want to take your stuff are the most unreasonable because they just want stuff because it's yours. Yeah. People who do it for excess, bandits who are killing for excess are doing it because they want to cause harm to people, and you can't reason with people like that. If you try and offer them something to leave you alone, they'll just take it and kill you. Or, if they're a bit smarter, they'll leave you alive and keep coming back to extort from you. Not really a position you want to be in. So in situations like that, you beat the tar out of them. Really. Now there are no bandits. Maybe the dialogue was the wrong way around. It's possible that when the person doing the voice lines was doing the reading, just said it the wrong way around. Because it doesn't really make sense to me the other way. No, he can see me. I can't sneak up on him. Don't have any more space. Damn it. Why do armbands take up individual spaces instead of stacking? That's odd. It's a weird thing with some mafia organizations and protection schemes. Some of them are legit business deals, some are extortion. Yeah, I don't really know anything about mafia. Junk. What can I drink to get rid of? To make space. Yeah, let's drink those. Pick up these two armbands. And head over to Aiden, I think. I think the armband's stacked to 10. Well, I wonder why it was telling me that I didn't have space. Do these take up individual spaces despite being stacks? Weird.
Good day.
Heading for Tala-Rane? There's treasure to be found amongst those ruins, but watch yourself. More than a few have died in those crags.
That's another thing I'd like to see fixed. Why can't you use consumables in junk? Yeah, that is odd. Don't remember how many things I have in my junk. Ah, well, I'll just do it. And,
always open. I've been watching Ratifer drink himself into oblivion for the last 10 years. Going back to the war is the best idea he's ever had.
Drinking yourself into oblivion for 10 years. Oh, weird. Did you finish killing Craddock for that gnome? His coloured bottles of junk probably eat 5 of your inventory slots. I haven't killed any Craddocks. I've been forgetting. Right, sell. I don't know why that wasn't in junk. That's odd. The rest of these I'm going to break down, except for the shorters, which I'm going
Always
to put in my stash. So actually, I probably could have just gone all the way to Rock. Didn't have to stop at Ayton. Serenity. Let's just put all of the blue stuff in there. Oh, deliveries, okay. And then go brick stuff. It'd be really nice if that home had a blacksmith forge. Nice. Basic trim. Knights Fey blades. Not what I was hoping for, but oh well. Not sure where I can find Craddock, to be honest. There might... Where was I going? Was it between Tala-Rane and the She? I think there was some Craddocks here. Let's go to our own stand and run around, see if we can find some Craddocks there. I think there was a pair of them. I'm glad they're not solid and you can walk through them. Otherwise, this would be deeply inconvenient. If I recall correctly, there are some near Castle Yolvan. Oh yeah, that's true. Well, there was one that burst out in ambush, but I don't think that I saw it again when I went back there afterwards. That doesn't mean that there isn't one, just that I didn't see it, I suppose. But why is his body still there? Poor bugger. You'd think that the Warsworn would have cleaned them up by now. Yeah, this is the place. There's two Craddock here, luckily. And I can sneak up on both of them. Because they're not facing one another. Huh. That's annoying. Oh, well. Do you not get maximum backstab damage if they are at least somewhat aware of you or something? That's weird. Anyway, let's go to Yolvin and see if there's a Craddock here. There should be some Craddock around here in Webwood. Hopefully. Oh, there we go. Reset. Nice. No, thank you. You don't want your diseased bug breath. Venom spitters, brownie, giant rat, spiders, fair quarter. There might be a Craddock waiting here in ambush, but items. How many Craddock did I need? Was it 5? Yes, it was 5. Oh yes, there's also a quest in Issa that I didn't finish. Completely forgot about. Getting water for somebody.
Evening. Don't trust the silence. There's treachery.
Oops.
You've done well, Child of the Dust. Those below will never know what is really happening. But in the end, is this a part of the many seasons or the sudden tempest? Does hiding the rot not spoil the harvest, no? Take this. You're brave. Perhaps we will meet again.
It's unlikely unless you've got something else that you want me to do for you. Maybe I should try Season Sanctuary, Ballad Sanctuary. Maybe I should try visiting all of these places to see if they've got quests. No.
Welcome.
Oh. Maybe there is a quest.
May the stone sing your song to the ages. May the breath of time remember you. Listen. Listen as the echo stone etches each ballad in memory. Olaine sought to bring the light of truth, to save a village plagued, to find a cure for them. Her quest, the Maid of Windermere, her test. Once the ill were brought to health, and the villain had fallen by, good Olaine returned to mortal ground and gifted them with magic found.
Welcome.
He's a skill trainer, I think.
You took me by surprise. I'm not accustomed to mortals on the trellis. Please, enter. I am Lord Saramer, the High Lore Sage of Issa. I am here to answer all questions regarding the House of Ballads and the House of Valor.
What can you train me in? Dispelling. No, my dispelling's already higher than that.
We are the children of the fields and fountains. A fey body filled with a deep breath of magic. All that you see around you is ours. For many seasons we lived in these forests and canyons alone, distrusting, apart. But once we felt the call to join together, we became the Seelie. By choosing to lead the Summer Fae, Titarian is eternally linked to our fortunes, both day and night. He feels the waning magic as a mortal might feel his heart sink at the sight of his sunrise. When our seasons end, Tala-Rane will be the first to enter the long winter. This sanctuary is where the knights of our most prestigious house stay when visiting the Court of Summer. I act as their humble scribe and servant. All Summer Fae clutch the glory of the House of Ballads to its collective breast, knowing that the deeds of one are indeed the deeds of all. It was one of the Fae's great houses until its leader was challenged and beaten, and the magic faded under the mortal's leadership. Now even the sanctuary here on the trellis is wilted and closed as a result of our great loss. Or perhaps it's a sign of something darker.
A human leads the House of Valor.
It is meant exclusively for those close to the Summer Court, or the ambassador who wishes an audience with the High King. Our most honorable institutions reside on the trellis, including the House of Ballad Sanctuary and what was once the House of Valor Sanctuary.
Oh, okay, maybe not maybe not a human, but a mortal.
May good fortune follow.
There are Lusselfar and Duckelfar, who might also be the race from which the leader hails. That would be stealing. I expect that would be stealing as well. Yeah.
Greetings, mortal.
But I can have off with your ingredients. Fate Weaver. Okay, cool.
Yes, Dustling.
Don't mind me, I'm just having off with your plants. Right, I don't feel like retraining at the Fate Weaver just at the moment. Although I suppose I could. I do have a lot of money. I could retrain at the Fate Weaver, and whilst I haven't spent any... Oh, can you? Can you leave the menu before you've spent your points and travel around, visiting all of the trainers that you can buy training from? Well, there's not really that much point. I mean, I think you end up getting more skill points than you could end up spending. I wonder where the House of Valor is. Is it not here? I thought that was the implication. I don't think there are any Cruducks in the She. Were there Cruducks in here? Odorath. I mean, I can visit and check the map. Boggarts, brownies, wolves, bear. No. Were there some in Ettenmere? The wiki says Cursewood is one place. don't know where... Oh, curse word's over here. That's not going to help me very much. I appreciate your looking. I was just thinking of looking at the wiki as well. I think I would need to wait until the two between Tala-Rane and the She respawn, but I don't know what triggers that. It might be just having a sleep, which I could very easily do by just going to Webwood and sleeping in my bed, which I have not done. Tala-Rane, okay. My character has yet to sleep since wakening in the Well of Souls. Ooh. Smash. Let's give it a nice 8 hours. On the other hand, maybe a full day would be necessary. Oh hey, there's a bottle of wine by the bed. As everyone does, you just keep wine by the bed, and a bucket to throw up in, just in case. What was it? Let's try a 16-hour sleep as well, just to make it 24 hours, in the hopes that 24 hours is the amount of time it takes for enemies to respawn. Not because I'm somebody that would sleep 16 hours if I were given the opportunity. Definitely not. That's not me. So, let's... Oops. Tala-Rane. Products in Tala-Rane? I don't think I saw any last time. Well, we'll know if we get to own stand and... oh yeah, there we go. They've respawned. Can I leave without them noticing? Is it worth trying? I could try sneaking up, actually. Can I get him? Yes. This is easier. Doing that break stealth, that's a little bit annoying. Oh well. Ah, will I be attacked by kobolds? Passing through is another question. Scarlet Flowstone. Nice. No. Aha! They have respawned. Jolly good. Cheating a little bit, but on the other hand, the game does allow you to sleep for extended periods. I guess you could just sleep repeatedly for 24 hours. There we go. Quest complete. Even if it was a bit of a pain in the arse to try and find the last of the products. Now, this is probably the closest. Oh yes, of course, I can't look all the way over because that's a different region, isn't it? There's a region barrier here. Probably the Warsworn Vault then. Also, Cruducks are a pretty rare enemy. Yeah, it's odd that they wanted. Odd that he wanted me to get 5 of them, not 3. I guess they're not supposed to be as dangerous as Ettins or Jotun, but like of the enemies, kobolds, Cruducks, Jotun, and Ettins, Cruducks are the least prevalent. They're the most difficult to find. Not the most difficult to kill. I mean, I could have gone back to Tala-Rane or Ettenmere to kill easier Ettins and Jotun. Is it Tala-Rane? Yeah, Tala-Rane. I thought so.
Salutations. How goes the work? The monsters are dropping like flies, I hope.
Indeed.
Very well. Just let me see how much I owe you. Oh, there we are. All even. Would you like to continue helping me?
No.
Very well. If you change your mind, you know where to find me. Well, perhaps we'll speak later.
I did fight a group of 5 Jotun today, but that was... I think that was an unusual circumstance because of... I mean, I went back to the same place, own stand, and there was only 3, even though I walked through the same area. It didn't spawn in a couple more to come and get me. Maybe that's because I was stealthed, but I don't think so. It will usually trigger... enemies, even if you are stealthed, if you're walking over the trigger zone, I guess. Those... That attack just went straight into the hill instead of going up and getting him, which is really annoying that you can't lock on to enemies, or that the attacks don't lock on, at least. Like, it just seems like a weird oversight that attacks don't take into account the gradient that you're standing on. I guess maybe that's a limitation of the engine that they were using, but like... surely there's a way around it. Sure you know all the moves? Oh, that wasn't a very good dance, was it? Pretty sure that's the same exact banner that the no, spied me. That a red banner. I'm pretty sure that's the exact same banner that the oh geez, what are they called? The other bandits used as well. They're not freemen. If you tell him you're willing to continue helping him, all it does is restart the quest. Yeah, that's what I thought. I figured that he'd offer me the ability to restart. So obviously that's a money-generating quest.
Then returned the prophetess to her people, who, content with largesse, would stay in their wintry country. Tyrion spoke, as I know, her silken robes the fabric of Lyria's hand. Hail! The words of the goddess I herald unto her people, and have I heard from starlit lands in her woven grasp. Her way is east, that way which we must travel, for these frosty vales are not beautiful. Our cousins, we say unto you, be no more troubled by our plight. We will go to the opposite ends of Alfaria, and be Dokkalfar content.
Took a wrong turn, sod. For vile freemen!
Damn. Too long at my wrist. Cheeky guys. Oh, there's some more who hadn't decided to attack me. He's facing this way though, so I can't sneak up on him.
Let's pick this one's pockets.
Yeah, pick my pockets. I'm sure that will go for you. Health and mana. I could break that down actually. Let's take that. Oh, that's almost the same log asset that they use for hidden caches. If there's anything down here. No, it's just stepped. I guess they decided that your character jumping the whole way down was a bit too unbelievable. And fair enough. That would be a bit much to believe. Now, I was thinking of going up to here, but there is also Erlich. What's his face? Plant reagents. I guess that Crass is gone. Okay, let's head our way up this way then. I was thinking he might just still be in the camp, but no. Huh. How have none of them spotted me? He probably will. I'll probably run into him in Rathir then. Can I sneak up on them?
You took a wrong turn.
Yes, it is just about managed. I will forever call that move Assassin's Rush because the first game I played that had a move like that was Fable, which called the move Assassin's Rush. I don't remember what this calls it. Lunge. Okay. Makes a certain amount of sense. Yeah, I need to cross over here and then go there. This is a bit of a weird map. There's a lot of ups and downs and bits that you can only access through certain routes. It's a little bit convoluted. Where are all these coming from? That was a lot. Steel shorters. Okay. Nah. Is he going to come for me as well? Yes, he is. Alright. I suppose on balance, some number of the bar guests seem to be taken down. But it's not possible to tell from just looking. You would think... Like, I know that most of the time your enemies can't see you surrounded by bodies that you've just defeated, and therefore don't necessarily have a very good indicator before they attack you that this is a really bad idea. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13 enemies of various types, including humans, Lianshi, and well, comprised of humans, Lianshi, and bar guests. And you would think that that final bar guest approaching would go, hold on a second. That's a lot of dead bar guests. Leaving aside everything else, that's a lot of dead bar guests. And I'm a bar guest. Is it possible that this person I'm trying to attack might be fairly good at killing bar guests? But no, apparently the question does not occur to him. Or her. It. But it is kind of, well, I say dehumanizing, but it's not a human. Calling creatures an it is objectifying, I think is the term I would probably want to go for. And it devalues the creature. Oh, hello. We've discovered a troll who is upset. Haha. Didn't land a hit. Good if there was some kind of taunt ability. Let's have all of them. Oh no, it's seen me. Come on, come over here. Out of the way, so that I don't accidentally run into the... Damn. So I don't accidentally run into the whilst fighting. That would be rather... still. What does this do? Finesse abilities. Oh, it's the same thing, but a slightly different design. Okay, well I can't... I suspect that the issue here is that it was a fight where you were moving forward overall and thus wandered into aggro range of enemies you weren't previously in aggro range of. I think so. Like, I think I happened to move across a trigger for an attack event, and that also brought me within range of, noticing range of the Freeman, who decided to attack me as well. And then finally, another just patrolling bar guest decided to join in as well. It's a shame you can't wear 2 necklaces at once. I mean, it would make sense if you could. Like, it's not difficult to fit upwards of 10 necklaces around your neck, depending on size. It's just a shame that you can't just go, haha, let's have both of them. Or bracelets. So you could wrap one of them around your wrist. Oh well, I've already got one, and having another one won't do any extra, so I'll add it to junk. And let's take that and look at how pretty it is. Ooh. That's a nice fantasy weapon. Pommel's a bit long, well, I say pommel, it's a blade. And then the guard is unusual, but not unwieldy. Unwieldable. Blade, sort of shaped like a falchion. These would be irritating to keep sharp. It does appear to be, yes, it's a 2-edged weapon, despite the fact that it's designed like a single-edged weapon. I think it's 2-edged. It might be flat. It's difficult to tell. But, yeah, these would be annoying to keep sharp because along here you can just run a whetstone along, and that's not an issue. But when you've got a peaked section like this, particularly here, which is more pronounced, what you really need to keep it sharp is a file, particularly something rounded, which just makes it more annoying to keep. What does it do? 98 damage? That's quite a lot. Onshan, god of the sky, gifted this legendary blade to the Almain woman of great courage who risked her life saving a priest of Onshan. Nice. And lots of lightning damage. It does a lot of damage, but unfortunately it's not of a type that I want to use. So I'll just add it to my collection. I wonder what it was, what this troll, this just random rock troll was doing with, so there's that there. Pretty sure that there's another cave up here, or no, that's not a cave, is it? That's a wall. And there is a quest down there waiting for me. I'll have to go round. I hope that this goes round. Yes, it does. Jolly good. Yeah, I'll be able to come down here. Huh. Freeman Assassin with a quest for me. Arcane Barghest. Bolgan Beastmaster. Ah, now we'll finally face a Bolgan. So they've got a big old shield with a single eye on it. And can I see his face here? Oh, his eyes are closed. But Bolgans have one big wide staring eye and the other one either not present or just kind of slitted shut. But there is, well, it's got eyelids. There's definitely gold sparkles rising up there. But I can't access whatever is under there because it's stuck in the rock. Diablo had the explanation that trying to wear too many magic items was potentially dangerous because the magic would clash and maybe harm you in the process. Yeah, that's usually the excuse given. That's used in Dungeons and Dragons as well, which is why you can't wear more rings on one hand than one, because they would interfere with and conflict with one another. But these necklaces do exactly the same thing. Freeman armbands. Nice. Ooh. There's an entrance here. Orienta's tomb. I thought that maybe an Orienta's tomb might just be a sort of a big cairn, I suppose, or like a sepulchre, I guess, like a small sort of shed-shaped, sized building out of stone that houses a body or two. Okay, let's go around and then go up, I guess, or down. Maybe it's down. Oh, Ida. I think that's the person I'm looking for. That's a shame. She is either held prisoner or dead. Or she might be working with the Freeman, I suppose. Well, wouldn't that be a shoddy twist? I feel like lovers' betrayals is a theme at this point. Which is a bit disappointing. Hexweave robes. Hexweave is a material in World of Warcraft. It's from Wrath of the Lich King. Let's improve my mercantile, I suppose. Recover 15% of an item's gold value when you destroy it. Hopefully I won't be destroying too much, but 40 physical damage, 55 physical damage, but costs more. Oh, let's spend points in that, I suppose. Is that extra damage with Fey Blades? Yes, I'm surprised I missed that, actually. What did I buy last time? Oh yes, more armor. Okay. Oh, and I've neglected to spend anything in here. %, 30%. That's a big jump. This might get me, what, 20... 70% extra damage, but versus stunned enemies? That sounds good. I don't know whether stun locking counts as stunning, but I do occasionally see stunned as a status effect float up, so worth having. It's probably a plant to harvest. Then in Marvel Comics you have the Mandarin. Yes, who wears like a ring on each finger. I feel like the MCU did Mandarin dirty by having it be, oh, it's actually just an actor who's not really all that dangerous. feel like well, on the other hand, though, the Mandarin was a pretty awful Yellow Peril racist caricature as a concept. So I can understand why they didn't go full Asian dude with lots of rings. I mean, I still remember the way that the Mandarin looked in the original, well, in the, like... So, there was a cartoon of Iron Man and Friends, I think, where his main enemy was Mandarin, and mostly what I can remember now is the intro to it, but there was definitely a cartoon. It may have been from the 60s or 70s. I was watching it when I was watching reruns, probably, in the 90s. Although, maybe it was 90s. I think maybe the quality of it was similar to Defenders of the Earth, but then that was an 80s show. Maybe the Iron Man show I'm thinking of was an 80s show. Anyway, in that, Mandarin had his 10 rings and was super, super Yellow Peril, like Fu Manchu moustache, dressed in robes, long pointed beard. Like, the Mandarin wears 10 magic rings, each with a different power. He can't use them simultaneously, though, or yeah, he can, but he can at least have them worn without conflicting. MCU had a plan B. They had an after-credit scene that showed that the guy in the movie was an imposter. So there actually was a Mandarin. Did they actually use that? I feel sure that I would have read something about it. But still, like, the Mandarin as a villain, just the name, the Mandarin, for a villain, that's already ludicrously racist to my mind. But, yeah. It's probably a good thing that they didn't go with making the Mandarin a villain, because, like, a genuine threat villain, because that would have been, I really feel like that would have been over a line. Anyway.
Oh, you're a welcome sight. A minute more and I'd be joining our friends on the hill here. Thanks for the assistance. I just figured everyone out here in the Forsaken Plain was either a refugee or one of the freemen. Looks like I was wrong.
I'm a Warsworn. What are you? They don't show the real Mandarin, just mention he exists. Oh, okay.
I don't mind it as much as most, but I was raised in Detir, so I can handle the heat. Can't stand the bandits, though. It's impossible to get a decent night's sleep. You've got to watch your step in the Forsaken Plain. For every cave holds a bandit. Every refugee might be a cheat out to swindle us all. The freemen are especially fierce, for they're fighting not for the take, but for their very survival. Not so different than you or I, they are.
Why? Why are they... What is the basis for the Freemen's organization? Why don't they settle? If there's enough of them and they want survival, then they could just fucking start farming or something. They don't have to rob everyone else around them. That's a shitey, witless choice.
I'm a refugee, like the others in the tents. It's a desperate place. People will do anything to see the next morning. Steal, kill, you name it. Not all of us are from the village of Culn. We come from all along the Tuili coast. Farmers and merchants, veterans and scholars. The Tuatha have put our possessions to the flame, but we will never accept defeat. Not so long as leaders like Lord Crass and Elrod Edmund act as our standard bearers.
Don't rely on Lord Crass.
Actually, I'm a bit ashamed to say. I'm searching for a grave. But not just any grave. The last resting place of Azo Raymond, richest of the Tuili merchants. They say he died early in the march west, claimed by the Forsaken Plain. Rumor has it he's buried with the famous rings of Azo. I could live a year on those.
See you, Mohawk Man. It's about 3 hours, so I'm about to finish as well. I'll just finish up this conversation, and that'll be it for the stream.
I'm glad to hear it. There's plenty of ground to cover between here and Rathir to the north, and another pair of eyes will be a huge advantage. Most of the graves are along the refugee route, usually surrounded by crude markings or gestures left by loved ones. It's a pity they couldn't do more. I heard Azo profited greatly from the war in the east, but that he was forced from his home when the Tuatha plundered Erethel. He moved west with the refugees. But the Forsaken Plain is no place for fat, wealthy merchants. They say he died quickly, with not a soul to mourn him. You're kidding me? And let me guess, the rings weren't there. That's just like Azo. Too smart for his own good. Was there something there that might give us a clue as to his whereabouts? Not that I would know what it is. Ugh.
No, I've got no idea. I don't remember Azo.
Bye.
Anyway, did I see something over her shoulder that I could grab? Or over my shoulder? Yes. There's some sky blossom. There we go. I will go and discover a tomb. Oh, it is a tomb. A sort of a sepulchre exterior building. I thought maybe it might be... Well, I suppose it might still actually physically contain, like, stairs going down. So I've discovered the tomb, which is what I wanted to do. Didn't expect to see a Lianshi. But I will leave it there. What does this do? I'll break that down. I will leave it there. That will be it for today. I will return to this location, which is why I wanted to find it so I could fast travel to it. But in between now and then, I will be crafting, breaking stuff down and crafting weapons, so that by the next time you see me, I will have better slashy stabby things that can do lots more damage. That will be... Ooh, a chest. That will be on Wednesday, around about 8 PM GMT. Ooh, Hailstorm. Robust leggings of lightning hindrance. That might be better. It's only giving me 4 armor. Yeah, equip. Let's have them on. But yes, until Wednesday, or at least until I see you again, I hope you have a nice time, and goodbye.